morning, everybody. It's Principal Argon here with another Cubs web series today. What we're going to talk about today in our video is Ramp Up. So Ramp Up is going to be starting next Monday, August 31st. What we're going to do is we're going to take you through what a day looks like at Clark for our in-person learners. Take a look. So starting next week from August 31st to September 3rd, all students who selected in-person learning for this school year will be invited to Clark for a one-day practice and full-day orientation to help them understand what school will look like starting on September 8th. So on Monday, August 31st, those of you with the last name A through C will come to Clark. On September 1st, it'll be D through J, September 2nd, K through Q, and finally on Thursday, September 3rd, R through Z will come to campus. Now, what do you do if you have children with different last names? No problem. Just pick the day that works best for your family and make sure your teacher is aware. Bus transportation will be provided on all of these days during Ramp Up. Otherwise, your child is more than welcome to practice riding their bike to school, walking to school, or utilizing the car rider line. So on August 31st, during Ramp Up and from September 8th and beyond, what will school look like? Let us show you. We've got two Clark students that are ready to come in and show you how it's going to look. Come on in, girls. If you are dropped off in the car rider line, you'll come into the front doors and you'll immediately stop to sanitize your hands. You'll also notice that we're asking students to social distance by having blue stickers on the floor to encourage staying 6 feet apart. Now we'll open our doors at 8 o'clock in the morning. If you come in and you're dropped off that early, you will go directly to the cafeteria where we have blue dots on top of all the benches to encourage social distancing. At 8:15, the bell will ring and all students will head straight to class. Let's show you what that's going to look like next. So anytime between 8:15 and 8:50, students will be dropped off through their bus, their car rider, walker, biker, and they'll be allowed to come straight to class. As the children enter class, we have sanitizer again for their hands before they head over to their desk. So come on in, girls. And then you can go ahead and head to your seat. You'll notice once the children come into the building, we have set up social distancing measures in place to help with that. So you'll notice when the children come in, we're working really hard to promote social distancing by just putting one student at each group area. When the children come into class, they will have their backpacks with them at all times, and they'll leave their backpacks on their chairs. They'll also have their Chromebooks that they will use the entire year. So one set of hands on one computer. You'll also notice that we have student ID badges. Every child will receive a student ID badge and a lanyard that we purchased for them. They will put these on and wear them all day long. Use the ID badges so that when they go to lunch or even to check out books in the library, everything is touchless. Everything they use their badge for, to scan the IDs, and they don't ever have to put their hands on anything. Additionally, we have special disinfectant spray provided by our district that the teachers will use multiple times a day that cleans everything. So this will also be available in the classroom, but we will do everything we can to prevent multiple hands using shared supplies. We are asking that all the children use their own supplies. So what happens next? Stay tuned. So once it's time to come to lunch, not a whole lot of changes here other than lots of social distancing measures put in place. Students are able to carry their own lunch boxes to lunch, or they can purchase in the cafeteria. We used to put half of a group on one side of the cafeteria and the other half on the other side, but to encourage social distancing, they will be able to spread out all across the entire cafeteria. We used to sit 4 students or so on each bench. As you can see, we placed blue dots down to show where students are able to sit. This way, we can distance ourselves safely and have a good, safe lunch with our friends. So let's talk about water. We do have the water turned on in our building at all of our water fountains, but we're really just going to use that if there's an emergency. we are encouraging all of our students to bring their own water bottle so that they can utilize that safely. Our district has also provided us with a touchless water bottle system where they can just hold their water bottle up, get whatever water they need, no big deal. Please make sure that you label the water bottle before you come to school next week. So what's dismissal going to look like now at Clark? We put in a lot of measures in place to keep the students safe and social distance, of course. Lockers will pretty much be the same. We'll have those of you that live in the front of Woodson's go out the side door. Those of you that live in Bender's Landing will come out this side door with Miss Minichello. And for those of you that live in the back of Woodson's, we are going to have Miss Alford standing back there to walk them out. Please, please, please do not park on Woodson's Reserve Parkway or Trench Lane or Bender's Landing Boulevard to pick up a walker. You will be blocking our buses from safely getting in and exiting our parking lot. For buses, we're going to have all the students come down and be split between the gym and the cafeteria by bus number. That way they'll be able to safely sit 6 feet apart and they won't be crowded in a classroom to wait their bus. As soon as the bus is here, they go. So if 10 buses arrive at the same time, we're going to get all those kids out of here at once. We're trying to get them out as quickly as possible. For car rider, we are changing up our practice just a little bit so that our students will be safe. For those of you coming into the car line, you will enter either from this side of Woodson's or this side of Bender's onto Trench Lane. When you pull into the car rider line, please double stack. That means you will create 2 lanes of traffic all the way until you meet me over here in the front drive near this corner where the fire hydrant is. When you pull up, I will be standing there, I'll be wearing a mask, and your car rider signs need to be in the window where I can see them. I will stand there with a scanner, and I will then scan your child from the driveway. Your children will be safely distancing themselves in their home-based classroom. Once I scan their name, they will show up on the screen in their classroom. We're doing it this way so that the children do not have to congregate underneath our front awning where it's not very safe. This way they can be in classroom with their peers, with their teacher. They have to pay attention to their name. When they see it, they'll gather their backpack, they'll gather belongings, and they will head out the front door and come meet you in the car rider line. So once your children see their name on the screen, it's time for them to depart Clark Intermediate. They will safely come down the stairs or through the 5th grade hallways. Here at the front door, they'll meet Ms. Zentech. Ms. Zentech will then scan a tag on their backpack, which will erase their name from the system. They will go ahead and walk right out the front door and go get straight into your car. Have a good day, girls. So I hope that gives you a little bit of clarity and peace of mind when sending your students back to school. We cannot wait for Ramp Up next week. It's going to be great. Just give us a few kids in the building every day, which will give us more than enough time to be ready on Tuesday, September 8th, when all of our in-person learners come back. So what does it mean for those of you that are sticking with the remote schedule? Everything is the same for you. The only difference is we won't be able to have our teachers go live as often as they are right now, because now they'll be teaching in person. But don't worry, all their lessons are still going to be recorded and available for you to use every day at your own pace. And of course, our teachers will still be available to attend to all of our remote learners during the Cubs Den, which is scheduled every single day of the week. Until then, we are so excited to see you guys. We miss you. We are ready to have Clark Cubs back in the building. As always, if you have questions, let us know how we can help you. We'll see you soon.